Asclepius, the god who cheated death. Born from fire. The story of the first doctor begins not with healing, but with death. Apollo, the god of the sun and music, fell deeply in love with a mortal princess named Coronis. For a time, they were happy, and Coronis carried the god's child. But Apollo could not stay. His duties to the sun called him away. He left a white crow to watch over her. In his absence, Coronis fell in love with a mortal man. The white crow, seeing this betrayal, flew to Apollo to deliver the news. Enraged, Apollo cursed the crow, scorching its feathers black, which is why all crows are black to this day. But his rage did not end there. In a fit of jealousy, he, or his sister Artemis, struck Coronis down with an arrow. As her body lay on the funeral pyre, flames licking at her skin, Apollo suddenly realized that his unborn son was still alive inside her womb. In a moment of divine intervention, he reached into the fire, cut open her womb, and pulled the infant from the flames just as the mother's body turned to ash. The boy was named Asclepius, meaning to cut open. He was born from death, a fitting start for a man who would spend his life fighting it. The centaur's apprentice. Apollo, grieving and unable to raise the child himself, took the infant Asclepius to the wild forests of Mount Pelion. He entrusted the boy to Chiron, the wisest and gentlest of all centaurs. Unlike his savage brethren, Chiron was a scholar, a teacher of heroes like Jason and Achilles. Chiron saw a unique spark in Asclepius. The boy had no interest in swords or spears. Instead, he was fascinated by the herbs that grew on the forest floor, the roots that stopped bleeding, and the incantations that soothed fevers. Under Chiron's tutelage, Asclepius learned the secrets of nature. He learned how to listen to the body, how to mend broken bones, and how to mix potions that could cure illnesses no mortal had ever survived before. The blood of the Gorgon. Asclepius grew into a man whose skill surpassed even his master. He became so renowned that temples were built in his honor. The sick flocked to him, sleeping in his sanctuaries hoping for a cure. But his greatest power came from a gift given by the goddess Athena. Athena presented him with 2 vials of blood taken from the Gorgon Medusa. The blood from the Gorgon's left side was a potent poison that killed instantly, but the blood from the right side had the power to heal anything, even to restore life. With this power, Asclepius crossed a line that no mortal was ever meant to cross. He didn't just cure the sick, he began to resurrect the dead. When the hero Hippolytus died tragically, Asclepius, moved by pity and confident in his art, used the Gorgon's blood to bring him back to the land of the living. The wrath of the underworld. The balance of the universe relies on a simple rule: mortals die and gods live forever. Asclepius was breaking this rule. In the underworld, Hades, the lord of the dead, noticed that the flow of souls had stopped. His realm was becoming empty. The ferryman Charon had no passengers. The judges of the dead had no one to judge. Furious, Hades ascended to Mount Olympus to confront his brother Zeus. "This physician," Hades thundered, "is stealing my subjects. If mortals stop dying, the order of the cosmos will collapse, the earth will be overrun, and the distinction between gods and men will vanish." Zeus knew Hades was right. The laws of fate, the fates, could not be cheated indefinitely. Immortality was a privilege of the divine, not a cure to be handed out by a doctor. The thunderbolt. Zeus looked down from Olympus and saw Asclepius, a man who had done nothing but good, yet whose very existence threatened the fabric of reality. With a heavy heart but a firm hand, Zeus raised his master bolt. He hurled the lightning down to earth. It struck Asclepius instantly, ending the life of the greatest healer the world had ever known. The man who could save everyone could not save himself from the wrath of the King of Gods. Apollo, seeing his son murdered by his own father's hand, went into a blind rage, killing the Cyclopes who forged the thunderbolt. But that is a story for another time. The tragedy of Asclepius was complete. He died because he was too good at his job. The snake in the stars. But Zeus, though strict, was not without mercy. He recognized that Asclepius was a hero to mankind. To honor his skills and his contribution to humanity, Zeus placed Asclepius in the heavens among the stars. He became the constellation Ophiuchus, the serpent-bearer. This is why, to this day, the symbol of medicine is the rod of Asclepius, a staff with a single snake coiled around it. The snake, which sheds its skin and is reborn anew, represents the eternal hope of healing and renewal that Asclepius gave to the world.